Now in the bottom of every aquarium, it builds up this very fine sediment, which is pretty much broken down to the smallest particle size. Once it's gone through all of the biological processes, it's left with this material which is commonly known as mulm. And mulm is a very fine detritus, and in any glass bottom aquarium, such as in the bottom of this filter, it builds up. It's very easy to get rid of. You can just siphon it out with a hose, or you can get a fine net and just scoop it out. Now it's very evident and clear in the bottom of a filter, like under there, like here, and you'll be surprised how quick this stuff builds up. You can clean all this out and within weeks it does return. And the mulm also builds up in your coral sand or your gravel or whatever you've got in the aquarium. Now mulm itself is pretty much harmless. It causes you zero problem. But what you've got to be aware of is that as the mulm builds up and gets thicker and thicker and thicker, the very fine size, particle size of the mulm means that oxygen cannot penetrate the mulm. So therefore, the good bacteria that would normally form in your gravel, being nitrifying and denitrifying bacteria, so you've got anaerobic and aerobic bacteria, there's actually not enough penetration for these sorts of bacteria to establish. So then you get the next level of bacteria, which is called anoxic bacteria. And this anoxic bacteria can actually discharge hydrogen sulfide, which is essentially poisonous. So once again, as long as it's not disturbed, it might leach slowly into the environment and probably isn't a major problem. Once it's disturbed, it can leach it all out all of a sudden. So basically sulfates break into sulfides, sulfides bond with hydrogen in water and form hydrogen sulfide. So you want to try and use a siphon and just suck that out, and you want to make sure that you're using a gravel cleaner on a regular basis. Make sure that you're gravel cleaning your substrate every time you do a water change, and in order to once again suck out a lot of that hydrogen sulfide and interrupt those dead spots. If you have got significant fear that you've got build-up of mulm, then you can also use products such as Aquarium Detox. And Aquarium Detox is a blend of bacteria which is commonly found in mud, which is supposedly not compatible with anoxic zones. So it will destroy anoxic zones and therefore rid hydrogen sulfide. So that is worth looking into. The other place where mulm builds up is in your filters. So you can see here, there is clearly a whole lot of mulm building up on the top of all these balls. So it is going to be highly advisable every now and then to get those balls out and give them a cleaning water from the tank and pop them back in again. And same with Marine Pure. To get the Marine Pure out, get some water from the aquarium, shake the Marine Pure around. As soon as that water goes black, that you're washing your media in, you have to tip that water out and then get more water. So don't use the same bucket of water to clean all your filter media. You just use that bucket of water until the bucket of water goes black or dark brown, and then you chuck it out and replace the water. Otherwise you're washing dirty media in dirty media, and that's not going to do much for you. Is it, Luke? So anyway, mulm is just something to be aware of. Nothing to worry about, but regular filter cleans in tank water, also high quality mechanical media such as polyfilter will also help to reduce these sorts of issues. And you doing gravel siphons in your coral sand or gravel, and using a fine net or a siphon to suck it out where need be before it builds up and is potentially a problem. And all of this is what's commonly or previously known as old tank syndrome. So when you've got mulm building up in the back of your reef, behind your rocks, in your filter, in your sand. It will deplete your water quality with time, and once upon a time they used to call that old tank syndrome. So just be aware of trying to physically export mulm out of your aquarium, because it is inevitable it's going to build up if you have fish. And higher quality foods such as Spectrum, where you're feeding less equals less physical component equals less mulm. But nonetheless, you must be aware of it, you must be dealing with it on a regular basis, or it will build up and it might bite you.